right now. And I've got a good computer, so time to upgrade. I still haven't bought the studio yet. It's about 20 grand for the setup that I want, but I was waiting until they fixed all the glitches. So I was trying to be smart. I bought reasonably priced screens, like the extra screens, but the actual software, I'm gonna go big. So balance, right? As my mother would say. But anyways, good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday. It is our last call this week. Last week for doing 3 calls in the morning. Uncle P will be taking over Wednesdays here shortly. And as you guys know, you guys have this script. You guys have the ability to customize this and make it your way to do all kinds of amazing things. So whether or not you can attend those classes morning, noon, or night, you can build this to yourself. And that's kind of what we're looking to do. But anyways, before we get started, Miss Barbara, will you pretty please check our hearts and then we will go take a look at the charts. What's that? Hold on, hold on. Oh my gosh, I didn't post the link again. It's because I know why. I'm the problem, you guys. It's me, 100%. I pop in and I see the names. I'm like, cool. And I'm thinking to myself, I don't need to post the link. And in theory, I didn't need to post the link, but I still need to post the link. So please forgive me. My community is probably going, what the heck? What the heck? Sorry about that. Me, I'm the problem. It just goes to show you can be profitable and do great things and still not be perfect. So for that, I will take it. I will take that with a smile. Let me pull up my Discord. Get it posted there. Live. Live. We're still pushing up this morning. There you go. Okay, now I've got it posted. Let's wait a second. I'm gonna check the chat and do all the things. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Is now locked to a chart time frame. Yes, the settings you put on there, Isaac, is the problem. It's the settings. We can go over that here in just a second. Let me wait for my Miss Barbara, my prayer warrior, because she is the reason for the season. Good morning, Miss. I'm not even going there. Okay, I'm gonna break it. So I'm not gonna try to break it.
Good morning, Jenny.
Good morning, Miss Barbara. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Wonderful. I keep forgetting to post the link because I pop in and there's all kinds of heads on my screen. So I apologize. Anyways, good morning. Can you pretty please check our hearts and then we will get started?
I will. Father, in the name of Jesus, Lord, we come before you, Father, thanking you, Lord, for all that you do and continue to do in our lives, Father. We thank you, Lord, that you continue to bless us, that we be a blessing to others. We invite your Holy Spirit to just have your way today, Lord. We thank you, Father, that have receiving hearts today. Father, we thank you, Lord, for all that you do. We give you praise in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Amen. Okay, guys. Well, I can already hear the heavy Darth Vader breathing that is my computer right now, and I can't tell you why. I guess it's a process. I'm going to try to mitigate some of this that we don't need open. You guys already know the disclaimer and stuff. We're at a brand new month. So as always, let me pull this up. It should have been up, but everything might, I know Safari just had a new update, so that could be it too, where everything is just freaking out and doing all the things. But this shouldn't be starting here either. That's on me. You guys already know disclaimer. Obviously, you got to put it on your YouTubes. You got to put it on all your things. You guys are here for you. We're hanging out, bouncing around ideas, and that's it. So we've created an awesome community and some really cool strategies. We've spent years cultivating this stuff, and a lot of people are having tons of success. And that's really what we're here for, is to build that community. I'll say again 100 times over, I still think your best bet is 100% your own capital. But as you're learning, picking any one of these prop firms, if you're looking for the $1 million payout, it's Apex. But click on that link tree, you can scan it. It's a QR code. Use code 6FTC, so maybe I can actually get enough prop firms I can actually start giving away versus out of my pocket. But code 6FTC gets you the best rate on Take Profit Trader, Apex, and Blue Guardian currently. Those are still my favorite. I have tested some others. Drawdown is 20%, or there's other little payout windows and things that I'm not in love with, that I'm just kind of getting familiar. So I only want to recommend things that I can, count on. I don't do a lot in terms of Top Step for various reasons we can talk about another time. Not at this point. but we'll see where they end up in the future. So that is that. I'm gonna close that. I'm gonna mitigate as many things on my screen as humanly possible because I don't know why. I think it's just the update. The update said, please, please please freeze everything up. And it was like, okay. But for those of you guys who don't know, in the Discord, we've had a lot of discussion, a few referrals. I talked to a multi-million-dollar launch yesterday, which was just a breath of fresh air in terms of some of the softwares that they're building for copying and trade management, which is freaking fantastic. High priced. This is not low priced. Very, very high priced. But I'm going to be working with that and testing that for the next month or so, and also affordable indicators. I think it might be a little better than what we're experiencing on Replicanto for those of us using NinjaTrader and copying between multiple accounts. So just keeping you guys abreast. I definitely didn't know affordable indicators had the capacities it did. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have wasted so much time with Replicanto, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see how user-friendly it is, because all this stuff it's heavy to learn. It's a lot of new processes. You end up foobarring in the process. We had jobs this morning at 7:30. We've got news. Thank you for my news person, because I couldn't do it without you. Job claims is down, and then 9:45 PMI. S&P Global Manufacturing PMI. And then 10, we've got a few decently red folder news. So again, we've got another news day, which means if you see profit, you take profit. You see money, you take money. You see money, you take money 100%. Oh, I don't know who. William just said affordable indicators is great. You're going to have to tell me how your experience is. Like, how reliable are they? Like, you're going to have to be the go-to, because you will have definitely more experience than me by far. It's funny how NQ is moving down and ES is just bouncing around. But that's the news. So we've got opening bell right now. A little late to the ball, but again, we don't have to be there exactly at the ball. We've got 30 seconds left on the 1 minute candle, which means we've got a minute and a half on the 2 minute candle. We are pushing down currently. This is YM Gold. Made a huge downward move overnight. We've got our pre-market high and low marked up. We're all the way on the 5 minute. We made an outsized move yesterday being the last day of the month, and tomorrow's NFP. So today we're going to play it smart. See money, take money. I'm all the way back down on the 2. We've got a minute left on this candle. NQ, we're still sitting above the VWAP. We're crossing below our moving average. This is our pre-market. We would like to kind of, 4 a.m. We'd like to get below. Let's see if it'll let us get below. Got one contract up. I'm gonna minimize. I don't need that little talking head thing there. Don't need that open. I would like that open. Chat open. 20 seconds left. So scrolling down. Affordable indicators. I'm really excited about it. Look at that nice move to the downside. So that's a pretty fair range. It's a very, very big range. We're going to want to be very careful if we're going to trade into that. Means we might want to wait for the retest versus just the break. This is literally breaking as we speak. That's a big candle. Now, granted, I think big picture, if you're trading on your FX account, the room to the downside is astronomical. We've got a pretty amount of, balance to the downside to go back down there and fill. But I don't want to jump into this at this range. Let's see if we can't get a bit of a retest. This is NQ. I'd like to see if we can stay below the 50% before we try to just take that, because we touched that. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. That's a 2 minute candle. We're forming a wick. We're staying below that 50%. We like that. That is a retest. So now we can wait to see if this candle closes bearish. We can say, hey, look, we're going to take that slight entry where it kind of just bounced off the VWAP. Nice bearish engulfing candle, closed below, came and closed and took out pre-market lows. We've retested effectively. This candle is a retest. And take it, okay? Remember, I'm not trading on platform. For most traders who I know who are managing multiple accounts, they don't trade on this platform. So I will drag in to view my Ninja as I can, but I will drop the take profit boxes down and I will verbally announce that I have an entry, and that's what we're going to be doing. So this is not a reliable copy trading platform, and every time I've tried, I've made myself cost a lot of accounts. So on Wednesday, I was in and out. Tuesday, I didn't have a problem, no problem at all. And I don't know if it's because I didn't have that account up on Tradingview. I don't know if it's because I didn't have that account logged into NinjaTrader. Like I said on Tuesday, I wasn't copying them. I can't say exactly what it is, but I can say it's very frustrating. I ended up losing quite a few accounts over non-sensory. I still have half of them because I was only trading half of them, as I said, recorded on our Wednesday call. But we'll see. This is our NQ. So ES is breaking to the downside. We like where this is sitting. I like where this is sitting. We've formed the retest. We're great. You can decide to wait until after we come out of this box, or we can take it at that midway point. I'm gonna go over to ES. This retested 50% of that box beautifully. Wait for a bit of a retest, and then I'm gonna see what I can do. Oh, get out of my way. Hold on. Got it. Is it me or is this lagging like a mug? If anybody has up Tradingview, this is lagging crazy. I'm taking this and taking NQ. As we come down into range, I'm going to make sure that my stop loss isn't around here. I'm obviously going to be locking. You should be in profit. So that's our ES trade. Just kind of bouncing around a little bit. I'm going to lock it as soon as I can. And then our NQ trade. Come on. What is that? Oh, we're just jumping too high. Too high. And that's our NQ trade. Just jumping around. So this way you can see that that's up $1,000. That's 3 contracts. No, that's 2 contracts. 2 contracts on NQ, 1 on ES, and this is just really slow. It's not really updating much. This entry on NQ is up higher. Dun, dun, dun. I'm going to lock ES here shortly because I don't want to be knocked around. And my trails are starting to kick in on NQ. Very quick. This doesn't look very quick. 2-minute time frame NQ, no delay. It's not moving 1/1000th as fast as what we're seeing over on Tradingview. Not even a little bit as fast. My entry was all the way close to in here. We said we wanted to take if it retested and closed. As this candle was forming bearish, that's where that entry is. So that's enough pips, ticks, points, whatever you want to call it, to come get your monies, and not a bad way to be. Got 1 contract on ES.
Hey Jen, it's 9 o'clock news. Do you think it's I have a prop firm account. You don't think I don't think well, I don't know. I'm not sure if I should enter the trade.
Which broker? On Take Profit Trader?
Yeah,
Take Profit Trader will disable everything. If you're in a Pro Plus, you lose the account. If you're in a,
yeah, yeah. I can't do it.
yeah,
Okay.
depends on the account that you're in.
It's
The
a pro play. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, it's a Pro or Pro Plus? There's a
It's a
difference.
it's a pro. Just a pro.
Yeah, like I tell you or anybody else, honestly, let's check the website because my understanding
Yeah,
was
I'm checking it. It says 1 minute
okay.
before, after, and during. So I'm
But,
like, I can't do nothing right now.
but just to confirm, is it on one of them they close it out, on the other one you lose the account?
Okay.
Which I don't have the bottom of it, and my understanding is still taking it with blows as I go, sadly. So very, very sadly. Because I don't know what it is. I think it's Pro Plus, you'll lose the account. Pro, they still close it.
Okay.
And the only reason I'm pretty sure that's the answer is because I ended up getting switched to a Pro Plus account. again, and all of this stuff was happening. A lot of big moves were happening, and I didn't even understand or know the differences yet. And they switched it, and I was like, oh, okay, well, this is cool. And then, oh, okay, it was gone in a day because I didn't know what I didn't know. But we're learning together. We're going to fail forward, and that's all I got is failing. That's NQ. Yes. Came all the way back up. I got knocked out of one order. I'm still holding this in drawdown as we speak. Down about 300 bucks. My entry is a little bit better than that just because the way this candle is. And the execution's better. So this candle that retested beautifully, we like that one. So my entry is right. 1, 2. I'm down less than a point. It's literally right. That's break even. Is where exactly my entry is. But the execution's a little better. So I've got those two positions. We like them. Big picture stuff, I'm going to go all the way up to the 15-minute time frame. Granted, we've got to sit through quite a bit of news and tomorrow's NFP. So we're not trying to be dumb or silly. We just want our funds and we want to get out. It's all we want. Obviously, here's the current 15-minute range. We still have 5 minutes left on that candle. But to be transparent, our target would be way the heck down here, if nothing else, yesterday's close price. So right now we're up barely. So we're bouncing around 1 point-ish, okay, on ES. And this is mirroring between lots of accounts. Lots of accounts. Now, granted, the ones that are receiving are only receiving MES, not ES. So obviously those are up, $5, for example, as opposed to $40 or whatever. But same thing on NQ. NQ's got one contract left because we closed out of some. Only one left, and I'm still floating $400 in profit. So it moves faster. It's a little bit smoother. I know it's a lot to learn and it can be stressful and all the things. But there's that. So ES sells, NQ sells. ES is pulling up again. We know like. That's the 15-minute time frame. 4 minutes left on the 15-minute candle. Don't love that wick to the downside. We did just take a lot of the consolidation low. So as you come into break even, I would definitely lock my profits. As you come in, so I'm at break even now, okay? As you come into break even, I would definitely be locking profits because we're forming this wick. As this 15-minute candle closes, can we get the Hughes extension down to the downside and come all the way to here? Would I love to see us come into here? Yep, I would. But we'll see. Remember, we already closed out some of our NQ trade. Check the price. NQ 760. Not a bad way to be. We're still floating on that profit. So this should be taking over here in a second, but we'll see. Keep this down. I don't want to get knocked out at break even, preferably. Oh, there it goes. Now we kicked in. So now this is trailing. I want to see how it won't even let me pull it back. And I'm out. I'm out on NQ. Total of about 1,500 bucks between all those pictures, and I'm sitting no profit currently on ES. 2 minutes left on the 15-minute candle, and it's easy, and you're done. You're done, son. I do think if you've got an FX account, I will be very transparent. I have got a crap ton of orders on ES, not ES, I'm sorry, NQ, NAS, and US 30. I've got a lot of orders down here just waiting to get filled. We got our two big moves. Did anybody take ES? Did anybody take NQ? 5-minute time frame looks beautiful. We're still in that range. We've retested quite a few times. ES is just lagging, but I would actually double down on ES, honestly, seeing the move that NQ made. But it's up to you because we've got news. You can break even, but if you've got the risk of the room or the buffer, I would be looking for more. Looking for more. I keep popping into profit, 100, 200 bucks and just going nowhere. I'll keep that there for now. Move this out the way. Not a bad day. Not too shabby. I'm gonna go to gold is still going down. Nope, we're pushing up. This is the 5-minute. Gold is not closing yet above. If you run that smaller time frame, you've got the break, you've retested. Again, you've come and closed above. We're retesting. Big picture stuff, I think we've got some upside room. We've sold off quite a bit, but this is the first day of the month and tomorrow's NFP. So a lot of people don't even trade the first day of the month or the week of NFP to kind of give you an idea. Especially not these particular instruments. So these particular instruments per se. I'd really like to take gold. I just don't have a reason to. Big picture stuff we like. That's our 15-minute time frame. 2-minute time frame. Nice bearish candle though. And still have a lot of bearish. We're bouncing off that VWAP as well, so I don't want to do it. I don't want to fight. No fight for me. If I can avoid it. Don't want to fight. But I'm gonna keep tracking gold. 10 a.m. What big news is at 10 a.m. again? Didn't need much. Hit my daily profit goal. Sydney session worked for me. Good job, Alex. Good job.
It's the manufacturing PMI.
Okay, thank you, thank you. Out of ES, didn't need much. Affordable indicators. William, you're gonna have to tell me, have you tried that end replicanto?
No, I never tried Replicanto. Only tried affordable indicators. And I don't have the dashboard suite. There's actually two sections when it comes to that. So they have the duplicator, and then they have the full dashboard suite, which is the adding the account manager to it. So you don't have to get both. You can get both if you want. You get one at one time and get the other section at another time. Right now, I just have the duplicator, for copying accounts, and I never had any issues with it thus far. I tried it more on demo accounts more than Apex accounts. But even when I had it with Apex, there was no issues. And yeah, I just also like the visual appearance of it as well. And like you said, it has a lot of good features, great features for people to play with. And I believe if you add the dashboard suite, it will help you a lot when it comes to managing a lot of different accounts, especially if you have a lot of bulk accounts and maybe there's a set of rules for one particular prop firm. There's another set of rules for another particular prop firm. You can pretty much set each one to where it will pretty much cater to that particular account for that prop firm. So you don't have to really stress about, oh, did I close out? Did I go over my 40, 50% consistency and so on? But I haven't get a chance to experience that part yet. But, from what I see then, from what the group has been talking about, that's what they've been able to do.
So you haven't tried their enhanced chart trader impact?
I got that as well. I do have their enhanced chart trader. That's a good that's something separate. That's actually good as well, especially when it comes to risk management. It's great for risk management. There's different risk management strategies you could do with it.
But they offer ATR in it because I looked last night and they don't offer ATR in it, right?
ATR on which one? The
enhanced risk manager. It still doesn't do ATR based targets, does it?
I have to look into. To be honest, I can't recall. I'm sure I have to look into that because I don't really do that. I usually just use it for the risk calculator, to be honest with you. But you say if you're on NinjaTrader, you can add like a an indicator to actually use as your stop loss. So say you put in a moving average, as long as the moving average goes up, it would then pretty much move your trailing stop loss with that moving average. That's like one example what you do. I never tried anything that was like ATR based, but say if you had an ATR based indicator, it can follow that. It can follow that for sure.
Huh. Okay. Well, I'm gonna play with it. So again, I had this great meeting yesterday with a very impressive individual, very exciting to collaborate and build potentially something very good that would be mutually good. Having said that, it's expensive. So I'm at that mental point of, hold on, there's 74 people on here. Everybody wants cheap. Everyone wants, $100 or whatever. I get it. And not everyone can afford huge prices. This particular price is, closer to $500 a month to kind of give you an idea. A month. There's no lifetime package. But the things that it does, if it works properly, it's well worth that, in my opinion. Okay. If you take the cost of what you're spending on 20 accounts, right? On one account per day with activation, cheapest you can get it, it's 100, it's 2,600 a month to kind of give you an idea. So if you can mitigate better and do all the things better, great. But what I'm looking at on affordable indicators, they might be able to duplicate enough of that to be profitable. And that's if it can duplicate enough, then using something like that with the strategy, because remember, this right here is a 3-part system technically. So this breakout system, completely customizable, which is what I wanted it. I wanted it people would be able to do all kinds of great things, but one of them is the indicator, one of them is the strategy, and then the other one is more business related, but it's 3 different scripts, technically speaking. So you could code this script into that sort of management, and that's awesome. So we're working on it. It's just a lot of money and a lot of time. That's all it comes down to always, is time and money. Time and money for sure. But hey, we are done with our first 15-minute candle. We also have news here coming up very shortly. We've wicked below the 15-minute range on gold. We're on a bigger time frame. We've made outsized moves last night. 1 hour, back to the 2-minute, back to the 5-minute. We've caught all good moves this week. I'm a little biased not wanting to sell. We've made our impulse. We've had our little break of structure. We made our lower low. We're consolidating. We still have an imbalance in here to fill. So not to say we couldn't sell this down a little bit. We definitely could. But we'll see. And then ES, of course, is pushing up. Right now, we'll see if we get a close above this area, and then this sell to the downside is no longer valid. Get my entry a little higher up. NQ entry a little higher up. I ended up having multiple contracts, got out with quite a bit of funds. I had to click on the order for it to start trailing the way it's supposed to trail for some reason. That was weird. But other than that, it will automatically trail me in and trail me out. It's kind of awesome. That's what I'm going for, because think about it, that's $1,000. I mean, I don't know what the most I was up on all of these positions were, but that's, I think between it all was like 1,500. That's in this very small move. Now we're pushing up. 15-minute range is formed, and it looks like we're breaking to the upside. We formed a pretty strong wick to the downside on that 15-minute candle. So are we going to come and take out pre-market highs as a minimum? If we're buying this, and granted, we've got news in 7 minutes, my target is going to be pre-market high before it would be full take peak profit. One more time, my target would be pre-market high before it would be full take profit. So otherwise, I'm very biased. I shouldn't come to the market with my bias, but I'm coming to the market with my bias because that's a big move. I was also kind of concerned we might just sit still all day or not make very big moves all day because tomorrow's NFP. If we're going to retrace any of this big move, it'll be tomorrow. So we'll see. My indicator is not showing up this morning. The last time it showed up on my chart was 8 p.m. last night. You probably have it set that way. Hey guys, Tradingview is not like MT4 or MT5. This is stuff you have to know and understand. Okay, any indicator questions that you get from anybody, please have them come directly to me, because also the misinformation is a big problem. So ready? I'm gonna go in here. And if I click in here, this is a custom script only available through 6FTC and Futurix. You can't get it anywhere else. This is a fragment of the big picture. And I'm very excited, and I think you guys will be too. So there's 2 questions in the chat right now that I think I can answer while we just wait around to see if we get the big push up. I'm gonna wait till after news, and maybe I'll look for one more entry after news. But anyways, the chart time that you're on, one of the guys in the chat said, hey, how come it's not changing? You probably have this set to something other than chart time. So if you have this set to, let's say 1,000 ticks, okay? Oh, I should have the best one. Oh, I have premium, not expert. Don't ask, don't ask me what I have. They keep making more packages too. So I have no idea what this one includes, but whatever. Whatever. Anyways, let me not choose something dramatic like that. Let's just choose 30 seconds. I can make it to where my chart time is a 30-second view, or my chart time is a 30-minute view, or a 10-minute view. My chart time determines the box. I have mine set by default to the chart, meaning if I'm on the 15-minute, it's displaying the 15-minute, okay? You can also decide, hey, I only want to see the 5-minute range, but I want to look at it when I'm on other time frames. So I want to see the 5-minute range. I'm going to hit OK. Let it work. Hold on. 5-minute range center. 9:30. Okay. Got it. Pop around some time frames. It probably is the same box, so it's not even going to make a big difference. But now it's going to show me the 5-minute range, even though I'm on the 2-minute time frame. Okay. So this is going to show me a little bit more than the 5-minute, for example. It's going to show me the 2-minute, for example. So not a bad way to be overall.
Thank you.
Hold on, let me go to the chat. There you go. That's number 1. That's one of the questions in there. Number 2, the other question in there is your indicator's not showing up. It's because you have it set that way. So this is 100% a settings thing. I'm going to turn that back to chart because, again, by default, I keep mine on chart. Okay. If you don't have your time zone, so if it's 9:30 your time, I don't know what time it is where you live. You have to know what time it is where you live. If you don't have this clicked and this set appropriately, you're not going to get a box this morning. If you don't have this set appropriately, you're also not going to get a box this morning. I have a time frame line is set to 2 minutes. It will still change every time the chart changes. So you have this set to 2 minutes. Why? Because you want to see the 2-minute range from the 15-minute view, or? I don't understand. Here, something to help you guys understand. 1 minute. I don't understand the value of what you're doing, and I don't mean to be mean and being honest. I'm gonna go to YM because we don't have a trade on that. Please understand across the board that this area, okay, our NQ is coming, our ES is coming back down, so is our NQ. This, remember, I'm on the 1 minute on YM. This area is the 2-minute range, okay? So no matter what time frame I'm on, these 2 can, it's not exact, please forgive me, is the 2-minute range, because this is the first 1 minute and this is the second minute. So now I'm going to have that orange box up. If I go to the 5-minute view, that is still the 2 minutes. You guys see that box? If I go to the 15-minute view, most of the move happened in that first 2 minutes. Okay. So that's the 5-minute view. Just so you guys can see that. That is the first 2 minutes of, is that what you're seeing? You're like, why is it not smaller or something? Because the first 2 minutes were probably bigger. Now I can check your settings with you. I don't mind doing that. But likely, I don't understand the value of putting this at a 2-minute view. It's not going to change it by a whole bunch. let it recalibrate. Still kind of showing the 15. 5 minute is going to be pretty almost dead on. So I just have mine set. You might need a bigger time frame too, because with one tick of a spread, it's got one tick of on each side. With one tick on each side, it's probably going to paint so close to any of the other time frames that it's measuring the other time frames. Because it's always giving you the range plus one tick. Still sitting pretty still in this. That's my ES. Came real close to that high, but didn't no out yet. I do want to get out of this. I do want out of it. I think it's useful used differently than what some people are trying to use it as. But that's up to somebody else to determine. Here we go. There's that big move. We're selling off a little bit. If we break this low, I'm going to want to add to my position. I need it to really break this low. In theory, my management should kick in, but if we break this low, I'd really like to add to my position a little bit. I go over here, go to ES, adding to my position. Oh no, that happened too quick. That was stupid.
It was the news, Jenny.
Yep, that's what I was gonna say. The news did that.
Did you see me hit that? And it just was like in and out, in and out. They just popped up that way. That was awful. Not paying attention. That's what I get. But this is Apex, so it's fine. I can be on this without the news. Oh, that was stupid. What is that? It just popped me in and popped me right back out. That's it. There's a pro and a con to all that automatic management, man. Always a pro and a con to all that stuff. I didn't even get a chance to adjust it. Whatever. Whatever. Silly butt. Okay, when we break that low again, I'm going to be looking to enter again. News still popping around. Still have not gotten a close above this area. Again, I want to keep my stop loss pretty far away. Really monitoring this area. I think there's a lot of downside potential. I'd like to see well, we did close, but that was news. I'd like to see us get back below this level. Of course, I can take a better entry at a better price, but now my average entry is off. Thank you very much. My average, because Apex is always going to close first in, first out. So now my average entry is off. Well, I think most of the brokers close first in, first out. The vast majority of them. What a brat. Brat face. See? Just goes to show on the 5 minute. Hold on. I gotta. I'm gonna play for a second. Take profit 1. On the 5. 5 minutes probably so close to that too. One, 2. And that would include the 5. Nope, this is including it. But you're not seeing it. Up. A 2 minute. So for the person who's just asking about the 2 minute range, see this little, you can't see it, this is the automation, but see this little baby green area? This is the 2 minute view. 5 minute candle. We're not closing above, so none of this stuff is staying stable. But what I'm wondering, I'm on the 5 minute time frame. So I'm gonna go all the way to here. So in theory, we should have all of this good. So might have to reload it. I don't know what's going on with that. Refresh. Thanks. Can't be on it. Hi, everyone. Where do I find the news is coming out? I'm new. Hi, Rising. Most people on here probably use Forex Factory. 5 minutes.
Miss Jenny,
Yes, sir.
it's a you can have it on Tradingview too. It's a little shock wave down at the bottom of your screen. You got to set it up though, and it'll tell you when news is coming out. It's like a circle with a
Oh,
let me
the little
see.
Thunderbolt things.
Yeah, yeah. You
Is
have
that
to set it up though. I don't know if some of the new people might not know about that, but you have to set it up and it'll have a red dot on there. You can click on there, and then it also will pop up on your screen over to the left,
I
right
think,
here.
do you know if there's a way to filter all the nonsense out from it?
Yeah.
Because like right now, here I got an answer for the 2 minute thing isn't sticking, but hold on. So you got some of this move good. Man, I took an extra entry, got knocked out on news, but that's okay. I'm gonna go to a pair we don't have a trade on. This right here, a lot of times it's also just nonsense too. So 17 minutes ago is PMI, PMI,
You just
yeah.
you have to set it up for American news.
Well, that's all American news.
Yeah.
That, and then I know that's the test one. Actually, TradingView has its own calendar for
Yep.
news calendar. That's an option. And you can filter
Mhm.
this for US and then red folder and everything else. And then they also have something that's very comparable to Financial Juice. I think it's a little different.
Yes.
And then, of course, Financial Juice is another good resource. And then, of course, here's our heat map. There's other ones, I think Thinkorswim. It'll just kind of show you, especially if you're trading the indices, if you're because this isn't Forex. Like in Forex, you might check currencies and stuff, but over here, we really want to know what some of these companies are doing because that's what the basket of stuff in NQ, right, is going to be a lot in terms of technology, right? The stuff that's in S&P is the big picture, not gold. YM, the top US 30 companies, et cetera, et cetera. So you want to know where these companies are sitting on the day. So technology services, 9%, that's huge. I don't know what Microsoft just did, but big jump on Microsoft. Nvidia is only up 4, Amazon's up 3, Apple's down. So still kind of a mixed bag, but the biggest ones on screen are all green, at least this first hour of the day. So this is by hour change. If we do a day change, it's going to be very green. We know we just shot up like yesterday. I had a theory we were going to close bullish on that candle. I think it's good for the news gurus and our government to say, see, look, it's not that big of a deal. Nothing's going on around the world. We're still closing up. Yes and no. Yes and no. So that's why we're checking. Now for the guy who asked about the 2 minute, you have to save it. I was like, I know there's a way to do this. It's not a feature I use. So when you come in here to make these alterations, you need to make sure you save as default. If you don't save it, it won't go through. And the same thing with anything with alerts buttons that you need, you've got to save it. Otherwise, it's not going to go. So try it now and save it, and then tell me if it's still a problem. To whatever, going up to Isaac. Try it now and then see if that solves it. Again, not a feature I use, but if you're not saving it, it's not going to stick that way. Still sitting flat on NQ. I'd like to see what it's going to do. We're trying to move down now. We got our entries. Just now we wait. We're past the news. We've bounced around. Why Amazon we haven't taken a trade on. We've got lots of wicks to the upside. Never came up for pre-market high. Nice vectoring happening. We've got 5 minutes left on this 15-minute candle. Of course, there's that halfway point. NQ is still moving down. So still no closes outside of that range. This is the 5 minute. We've closed below, even with big news, wicked up twice. So if we're looking for an entry, I'm going to move this over just to kind of get out of our way. I wish that wasn't so big and bulky. What we really want to see is a nice close. We want to get below this low. So that we want to get below that 19,891. 19,891. That's where we want to get below. Still sitting through the nonsense on ES. I think this trade has plenty of room. Including the stupid news trades I took and was like, in and out. Here's your sign. Gotta love that automatic management, but also I entered and it just took me out before. So it's not a bad. What is that? Well, we're trying to move to the downside now, so this, I'm going to take a re-entry on this. We've retested that moving average. We're below the point of control, which is kind of where we want to be. I just really want that confirmation because I just want one trade on this and to be done on the day. We've got an inside candle, bearish inside candle. That's a perfect inside out signal right here. And we're bouncing off the moving average and we're moving below. So we've got a really good reason to be looking for a sell. Now, granted, this is on the 1 minute time frame. So it's on the 1 minute. We want to be mindful of that. Other than the high volatility, I'm trying to go up a time frame. We're not getting below that area just yet. We've got another bullish candle coming in. Does this group believe that gold moves in the opposite direction? I do to an extent. Do you? I don't believe anything is 100%. And anytime I've tried to kind of execute 100% concepts like that, I get my butt handed to me. And I think most people, that's the case. I do believe they're definitely correlated. It's like if I go to gold, it should be going up. But this small move is not the big picture. I think that works in the big picture, right? It works in the big picture of things, not necessarily the smaller picture.
I completely agree with that statement.
The
What happens during economic uncertainty is that people take their money out of the markets, take risk off, and one of the places they'll stick it is gold. When they start to feel that there is a market to make more money in, they will take their money out of gold and put it into the market. But the thing that's moving that is the really big players.
Yeah, you're getting hammered. So on the baby, the problem is we try to apply some of these concepts to tiny time frames. And I believe the concept has merit, like Scott said. It's a fear index if you want to look at it like that. I still think crypto is kind of definitely disrupting that concept that gold is the fear index, that the Swissy is the fear index, the fear whatever. I don't think that's as true today as it was 10, 20 years ago, mostly because we have so many other places to invest and the world is so interconnected via technology and people are spending so much differently that I don't necessarily think it's as cut and dry as it was 20 years ago. I do think there's a big correlation, but I don't think it's going to play out necessarily on the 1 to 5 minute time frame. I think that's going to play out very well on the 31-hour time frame and or bigger time frames. So big picture stuff, not these little micro moves. But we like this. So we came down, we filled the vast majority of this imbalance. We still have no closes outside of the 5 minute range. Okay. No closes whatsoever. We're still sitting below the 50%. So still not looking for a reason to buy. I have a mental reason I want to buy. They go from Bitcoin, ETH, USD to USDC. Yeah. I do well. Hey, Isaac, did that fix your thing? Let's see. I think it should. I think that should have fixed it. Just save it and then you should be fine. But I want to know that if you're still experiencing that. Well, I'm waiting. We've done the whole opening bell. We've done two whole sessions worth of news. Currently, the indices are moving back up, still respecting that high. These are also kind of moving up. Like I think this is the safer, third trade on the day, but we'll see. I'm trying in a perfect world, I would do one. Now I know that doesn't make for a sexy call, but if you look at my track record, I've got a track record that says we can do this. So even if it's one trade a day, that's okay. Like that should be enough. If you take one trade a day on your props, I know most of us, including myself, are sadly not doing that, but you technically don't need any more than that. One trade in a day. In general, I know that people are going to come and go at different hours. Maybe they don't like certain instruments. Maybe they were down or up, later, early, mismanaged or not, technology stuff. I know all the elements that go into this. So for that reason, I'll look for 1 to 3, and then that's all we need. And that's kind of my plan. So I'll hang out for a few more minutes to see if I can't get that one more. One more, but the indices are going up, gold's going down. We know like gold going down. We've already filled this. This was the news candle. But it looks like we still want to go down. Indices are looking to want to go up. Coming all the way back up. But tomorrow's NFP, so we might just get a chop fest where we wick up and we wick down and we go all around. That NQ, believe it or not, was the best one on the day, I think. Sometimes you catch them, sometimes you don't. But Isaac, did we get you? Did that work for you? I want to know we got you all covered. I got you all sorted. Okay, well, I don't hear him. But we're waiting. NQ is pushing back up. ES is pushing back up. It's forming an inside out candle formation on the 1 minute time frame. Bullish, inside bullish. Let's see how this third candle closes. NQ probably very comparable. And gold is still going down more on the day. That is down almost 3%. Off quotes alerts from Ninja yet again. Gotta love mirroring. Got to love that. But now we just hang out. This is the 5 minute, 15-minute range has been formed. We can wait for it to come back into that box, but now we've got that kind of choppy all around session. We've walked in, we've walked out, we've come back and retested. Now we're coming down. If I'm selling, I'm coming all the way down into that 3217 level. If we're breaking there, I'd like to take pre-market lows. But if not, my bias is to the upside. We keep respecting this downward movement we've got going on. Yes, it's trying to form a bearish candle. That's it. That might be it on the day. So that might be it. One of my TradingView tabs is not updating. Lord only knows why. Don't ask me because I don't know why. But this is a good time. I'll take whatever questions, comments. Isaac, if you're still there, I'll ask one more time. See if you got it sorted, if that's working now. Still doesn't work. Okay. So I'm on it by, I'm going to go to the 10-minute range. I'm going to save it as a default. Okay. Let's make sure I've got that written on here as well, actually. Refresh, well, I shouldn't say it doesn't work the way it worked until yesterday evening. We're also on a new month. I wonder, so we're also on a new month. I wonder what the difference is. So 10-minute, it's turned on. We've got it to right. Save it as default. We're on the 2-minute. Let's click around now. On the 15, so in theory, that range, well, that's going to be the same range. Pretty sure. 90%. So this is the 1-minute view. It's giving me the 10-minute view. It's giving me the whole range. It's not including that wick properly. But other than that, it's working. Clear browser cache, yeah. I would try reloading it too. So that's the first 1 minute. We're coming all the way till 50:39. It's showing me the 10-minute range when I'm on the 1-minute time frame. Yeah, I kind of think we're going to be a little choppy. There, you see it pushes up and then it comes back down, pushes up. The same thing the indices are doing is pushing up. I think we're taking out the pre-market highs. I can't validly look for a sell unless we really get below. So this, I don't know what you're experiencing or the way it worked, but I would probably say remove it from your chart, put it back on. This right here is showing me the 10-minute range on the 1-minute view. So these are 10 minutes inside of this first set of candles, and now I have that painted. So there's, don't get me wrong, definitely could be a bug. If there's a bug, I want to help fix it because I will need to fix it for the bigger picture. But this one, I think, don't quote me, I think is working the way we intend it to work. But I definitely could be wrong. There's just so many different elements that go into this stuff that I decidedly could be wrong. Chart time frame, save as default. And I hate when those lines go out so far. Gold is moving, indices are moving. Well, this is it. We've got chopped up quite a bit. This is a small time frame. This is not looking at any other information but this. We popped up, came down, came really close to target. We broke down, retested 50%, came all the way to target. We have retested the other side of the zone, and now we're coming into target. Right now, it just looks like we're trying to sell hardcore. Just all the way sell, sell, sell. That's all. That's on the 2-minute. No additional information. 5-minute, slightly more. I don't know if that's cleaner or messier with the wicks, but it's not fun. First, we break, tap, break, close. We're selling down. I really would love to see this play out as a head and shoulders, but I don't think we're gonna right now. At least not yet. At least not right now. Not to say it's not gonna happen at all, but not gonna happen right now. I'd like to see this happen.
ES is flirting with a pre-market high.
It really is. And YM is pushing back all the way up. Is YM above the pre-market high?
Not yet.
Not quite there. Beautiful. Messy, but beautiful. First break and close, retest 50%, and then boom. 5-minute. We close below. A little late on that 5-minute. NQ. Still sitting very much so in that first range. So. Yes, is trying. Which means I'd be looking for a buy on NQ because NQ is lagging right now. Not by a lot, but even if we just bought it up into this to fill this gap, I'd do that. But it doesn't match any of my strategies. That needs to happen with other information. It can't just happen by itself for me to count it. Just got 30 minutes left on this 1-hour candle, 15-minute candle. Last one formed a big wick to the top side. One before that, big wick to the top side. This one is full-bodied, strong, bullish, and making highs. Highs in the last 10 candles anyway. Baby head and shoulders here. Left to head, right. Buy up on the break. That's going to be an outsized target. Barely a 1-to-1. Because we'd have to give this some amount of room to kind of come back into play. And I can't say for sure. If we break highs, we're coming up by at least 20-ish points. Otherwise, we'd be targeting kind of prior to that high. Barely getting that 1-to-1. Barely. I'm not in this. I'm just showing it to you guys. I'm not. Not yet. Gold is trying now. Maybe. Travis, are you in a buy on gold? 2 minutes. Not yet. No big enough reason to for me. ES is pushing hard. I'd love to see this come into play. And I am. You think we get the outsized moves all afternoon like we have been most last few weeks, or do you think we're going to pretty much hold steady until after an FP? Anybody have a vote on that?
don't know, the whole market feels bullish to me. NFP could derail things, but I don't think it's going to slam higher today with NFP coming out. But it might creep higher.
Fair. I'm wondering, turn off all those indicators. I just have that up for discussion. It's a hide indicators. I was looking at the monthly time frame, kind of just getting an idea of, well, forget it. Remove all drawings. We closed bullish yesterday on the monthly, but overall, I know we're moving a lot per day. That's 21% in a month. In a month. I don't know the last time we've done 21% in a month. %. But remember, we gave half of that back and then continued that direction. This moved 40-ish% in a month because we moved all the way down into here and all the way back up and many, many moves in between. So we moved greater than 40% last month being April. So we know we've heard a lot of the YouTubers and people say, like, this has been the craziest month ever. It really has been. If you survived last month, especially on the indices, I'm not talking Forex and stuff, like it has been a wild month. It's been a lot. I don't know if there's been anything like this historically or not, but it's been a lot to deal with. So I'm curious to see how this plays out. This is a nice little imbalance on the monthly. So it's a monthly imbalance. That's huge. It's tiny. Come up into here before we turn around. Anybody think that the sell down's done? Because I still don't know. That's a 30% retracement in a horrible economy, housing market, political tariff. We're not allowed to say recession or inflation anymore, but with all the things going on, I don't know if that 20% is done. But I don't know. I don't get to decide that. I'm not the boss. That's 40% for, it's not even COVID. That's 2000. So this is post the housing market crash. It's 90%. It's actually like 80 some odd percent more accurately, but we're selling down. Is gold finally going to buy up? I would like to see what this does, big picture wise.
Morning, Jenny. Did you create that tool or is it on Tradingview?
Oh, I can't take credit for that. That's on Tradingview. There you go. Measure.
Oh, okay, the range, price range.
It's my
How
favorite.
you doing?
Good morning, sunshine. How are you?
Bless. Joe took care of me last night. I got on and made 300 some dollars losses, but it's just I'm getting used and that when you mentioned that replay thing, man, that thing is powerful.
This one or the strategy tester?
The strategy test. I'm sorry, the strategy test.
Hey, isn't it though? That's wild.
It takes you back and you can guess and you can place your trades without really losing real money.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is powerful.
And same thing here with the bar replay. You can do all kinds of, and it'll give you reports too. So like even if we came in here and we did like I'm gonna go to 10 or 3 times and I just bought buy. Okay. Wait till I'm in some profit. Oh man, that's a lot of money to be down. Hey, you guys want to be down $250,000 on a single trade? Okay, so we're up. Oh, come on, I was up more. I got greedy, that's the problem. I was up more. Come on. Let's close out with something cool. There's our 200. Oh no. See, and then I can't even flatten properly. Now I'm down less. See? Technology right there. That's stupid stuff right there. Trying to make a point, and I'm over here getting my butt handed to me in fake money. Hold on, let's do this again. Me and my mouth. But anyways, this gives you a report, okay? It gives you a report. Now press play. So let it go up a little bit. I'm going to take profit here. We're pretty close. Pull them out. So flatten those. I'm going to sell here.
So now you slide your profit thing up. I had to go over to the trade button down the bottom and put it in there. That was neat the way you did that.
So, so how do I, this trade button? Because I'm in this version of a replay.
Oh, so you can move your take profit and stop loss on the replay.
Yeah, on this one, I can actually adjust my stop loss and my take profit. $1 million. God, I'm about to lose $500,000 in Monopoly money.
You can't do that on the real
Strategy tester.
live, right?
The strategy.
No, on your live account when you're trading live.
When I'm trading live, I can do that on my live account. I can do it on
Can you
live.
show me how to do that? Because I kept on having to go to the trade button and do it from there.
You can, but what's your broker? If you're on Tradingview, it won't let you do it.
No, I was using Tradingview itself.
But what
Joe
broker?
got me tied to Tradingview.
So what brokerage are you logged into on Tradingview?
Tradeovate.
If you're logged into Tradingview through Tradingview, you can't.
Oh, okay. So what are you using to be able to do that?
I'm sorry, can you repeat your question?
All right.
What's your question?
I said, what are you using? What broker are you using to be able to move your? That plays a big difference when you're trying to.
So that only works if you have a live money account with something like AMP. Like AMP will work on your paper trade, going to work, but it doesn't work if you have a Tradingview account.
Okay, so it has to be an AMP account. And that's your own money, correct?
Yep.
Okay.
Hold on, this is at 10 times now. Maybe I can go a little faster. But once this is done playing out, it'll even give you, oh, it's going to take not too long. It'll even give you like a really cool report at the end. So I'm trying to take some wins and losses now. So you can go clear this and look at all of the data that's attached to it in terms of your stop losses, all the things. So 74% win rate, best trade. It's only 37,000 was the best trade. That's wild considering we saw stuff on screen that was like millions, but that's the best trade on that. Just clicking it around. So it's a really cool. It's a good way to test what you think you know. It's a very good way to test. Gold is trying, guys. Hey, I know I'm a billionaire. Paper money billionaire. It's okay. My youngest son thinks I'm a billionaire. And at first it was like really enduring because he was like, no, mom, you're going to be a billionaire. It was like so sweet. And I was so encouraged. Now that he's a teenager, it's not sweet anymore. And it's not that encouraging. Like, I don't know how else to say that makes it funnier or better, but it's so true. It's not as endearing anymore. it's like, hey, there's no reason to get a no. I'm like, he gets yes to everything as it is. Too many things, although I've gotten better. I've gotten a little better. Baby steps better. Baby. All right, I'm not seeing the move that I want to see on gold. Like we can wait a little bit longer, see if we can't get this to buy up. That's the 5-minute. We're still sitting in all those ranges. The equities are all at the highs. And can we scalp into that? Sure. But it's just not what I want to do. So you guys can follow those strategies as is, but not necessarily what I want to do. So here's that level. If this was dragged all the way across, we're sitting at that level now. I would be looking from, if this is bigger than just breakout strategy. Breakout strategy, you can use 50% as a mental stop loss, or the other side of the zone, mental stop loss or hard stop loss. Of course, you can also do micros into a smaller size and use the actual structure. At the end of the day, that's ultimately going to be up to you. Got more width to the upside. That's about a 2.5 to 1. Remember, you only need about a 60% accuracy ratio to be profitable with a 1-to-1. We don't need to win a bajillion% of the time. I know there's fees and other things, but we don't need to hit home runs. We just need the base hits over and over again, particularly for all these futures platforms. That's what the goal is, ideally, is to just get those base hits over and over and over again.
Miss Jenny, am I missing something? I heard a young lady the other day mention that she goes on the Futrix website and watch a lot of videos. The only videos I see is the one that he updated. And are there more on there somewhere?
I got a request on that again this morning. My understanding is there should be a few tutorials, and I will confirm that again after this call, but there should be a few tutorials on both Asian or New York session site. Other than that, I don't believe the replays are going to be there. So any of my replays are going to be on my YouTube, and that's where you're going to find them. So hopefully that answers your question. I will get a better answer on that a little bit later.
Yeah, and I don't mind. I don't mind going to YouTube looking. I just and I normally do get them. You're definitely faithful in uploading them to YouTube and or putting them in the free Discord. I was just wondering if the lady had a link that I need to get because I constantly go on there. All I see is the video. I know you were posting sometime at the bottom of the Futrix course thing, but I don't see any other videos in that now. It's like I said, I'm missing something on there.
Okay, again, I'll confirm. I'll get you a better answer as soon as I have one.
Okay, thank you so much.
You are welcome. All right, so now's a good time for a couple of things. Number one, we had a winner for our prop firm contest. I will announce that tonight live on YouTube. My son is trying out for the top level league of soccer. Granted, I coach one team. He's in 2 teams, and this is a 3rd team. They're not all going to be at the same time, but to kind of give you an idea, I'd be busy, okay? I'd be busy, and I try to cook real foods and do other things, and we have other things. So
Coach Miss Jenny.
do. And we're undefeated, and the other teams are so jealous. Every kid wants to be on my team. It's hilarious, and we have so much fun. So much fun, let me tell you. And we win, but winning is a big part of the fun. I'm not gonna fib. Not gonna fib.
Congratulations. You say you're undefeated?
Well, listen, this is my 2nd year with this league volunteering, and this is just recreational, but we're undefeated, and I'm talking going against giants, you guys, going against like 20 other kids on the other team, and our kids have like 9. We're playing, injured. We're playing all the things, but we're going out there, and their kids are doing so good. They come from all walks of life, and a lot of them have some natural talent, but they're all good people, and I love them. So I love them. They're doing so good.
Congratulations, Miss Jenny. That's to be commended if you're undefeated.
Oh yeah, you have no, it's so much fun. I know. I get all giddy, but Trader A says you're a soccer mom. I don't know what kid, what age group or what position.
Well, I have a 13-year-old. She's a right wing, and she's on a competitive team. And I have a 7-year-old who just plays rec, and I have a 14-year-old who plays for the school. So I'm trying to get her to join the club too, or try out for the club too. So I'm also very busy with soccer.
Yeah, every day. My
Yep,
chunk.
it's a lot of fun though. It's a lot of fun. So I know how you feel.
Yeah, it's just your trunk is never clean. There's always grass. But it's so much fun. Yeah, Noah plays competitive. He plays club soccer, and then we also do the rec team just for fun because it also keeps you. It's a different level of game too when you're playing with 11 on a field or you're playing, understaffed, and you're trying to make
Right,
the same game. And because it's rec, they play on smaller fields or larger fields based off of how many kids. Like it's a different strategy. And talking to them, saying, "Look, this strategy." Is going to impact the rest of your life. Like it's not just today. Like you can see when the teams start losing because they go on the offense, right? The ones
right.
that they start going on, so not the offense, but they go on the defense. Sorry, I'm gonna geek out on you guys. And then I do have two announcements business wise. But anyways, like you can see when the teams start losing because something happens mentally and emotionally, and they start to play more defense than offense. And once that other team gets that energy on the field, the whole game is shifted. They're defeated. It's done.
Well, that's why I tell my girls, y'all need to score first. Y'all need to score first because if y'all don't score first, it's so hard for them to come back from behind.
It is.
So
It is. And I watch the other teams. They'll have great players. They'll have, in my opinion, an honest to God better coach. They'll have great talent, but you can almost see the shift in their strategies change. And I'm not talking the coaches, especially on the rec side. I'm talking the children, where once that happens, they stop going for the goals. They all fall back. And you can call it lazy, but it's not lazy. It's mental. It's 100% psychological, and it's such a phenomenon to watch. So,
just like trading.
oh, so much so. It honestly it'll humble you. It'll humble you in trading. And if people knew that, like just take it in other areas of your life. It's the same, I promise. It's the same concepts.
Right, right, right. Well, good.
Well, I'm super glad. Rosie was affected by the huge power outages in Spain. She was actually traveling. She was leaving a Shell-in, the biggest Shell-in temple in Europe. She was spent 10 days there because they had no school, and she's doing phenomenal. So she was traveling, mind you. Most people, even in other countries, don't carry a lot of cash. So nothing is operating. Everyone's trying to get into a bank because there's no cash for anything. Trains, planes, everything. But she made it back to Valencia, started classes today. I got a good morning message saying happy Dominican Republic and Labor Day.
Oh,
Um,
you have a kid that plays for college or plays in a higher league?
no, she's studying international business. She's doing a dual degree abroad in Spain currently.
Oh, wow. That is amazing.
I know she's living our dream, you guys. We're sitting on this computer and she's like, "Mom, there's peace in the world. You can just go do whatever you want." And I'm over here going, "The computer and this happened, tech problems, blah, 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 blah." And she's like, "So I meditated today and I read this book and I want to take notes on the book that I read." And I'm like, "Listen, that vibe right there, okay? That
Well,
vibe."
oh, Jenny, you're a lot freer than a lot of other people. So you got it made. It's just a matter of, maybe tweaking it here or there. When you want to do that, you'll probably definitely do that. But you're obviously just focused on something else right now. But I mean, I think you've definitely gotten your freedom. So
Oh yeah, I've got my freedom. Amen to that. So once Noah's out of the house, this is just personal time, y'all. But once Noah's out of the house, I probably will. I'll scale down, keep some rolling investments, and I'm gonna go. I want to see the world. I want to go, and I don't want to just see like the Ritz-Carlton. I know that's what we're supposed to say because this is a money call. The Ritz-Carlton is nice. I like nice things, but I want to go to like the regular area of some of the third world countries, and I want to eat regular tables in India, and I want to go to Greece. Of course, the travel area is nice, but I want to go inland and see other cultures and see the cathedrals and the mountains and the landscapes in Croatia and just learn the things of
right.
brace the world. So that's the goal.
Yep, it will happen. But thank you so much. I love your class. It's just wonderful.
I am so honored that you're happy to be here. And I love building this with you guys. So two more announcements. The Mayan ruins are nice. We've seen those. I took the kids, I think, last summer to see those. Well, some of them, not all of them. Robert, the Mayan ruins are beautiful. It's hot though. Don't go in summer. Like skip the summer visit like we did. But it's time. Because when you're a mom, I also prioritize the kids and their schedules, and that's my priority. And anyways, business. Two things, maybe two or more. So tonight I am going to go live a little bit later because I keep my community. I always do my best to make up for one traveling or something else aside. I'm going to go live a little bit later because I don't want to step on any other toes. So I'm going to go live. You'll see it published on the YouTube. You'll be able to click it. It will not step on anybody else's toes. Just to, again, I value being a good human. We'll announce the next contest and of course the next winner. But also, if there's something you guys want to see in these classes, if there's something you really need help, if you're requesting something, let me know because I can't promise anything, but let's see what we can do to help us grow together because that's really the goal here. You can make money, but if you're lonely and you're doing it by yourself, like it's missing the point. So as you guys know, I'm going to be at home for the next 4 or 5 years until Noah's all done with this high school experience, and then the world is where I want to be, and maybe I'll just stream on YouTube or something from abroad, or I won't anymore. But this is it. If there's something that I can help you with, I am far from a perfect person. I am 100% completely superhuman, but I will do my best to provide, build, or supply whatever it is that we can do to make this into something that when you walk away from this in 4 years, you're thinking that changed my life. I stayed for 4 years because this is what we were doing. This is what we were working toward. You let me know what that looks like, and feel welcome to DM me. Email's probably better because I'm going to put them in a folder. DMs get lost, and then there's scammers out there. So let's be transparent. Email's probably better. Email me at sixfiguretradingcoach@gmail.com, and we'll create a folder of all those requests, suggestions. But don't be afraid to reach out because closed mouths don't get fed, and we're here for you. So none of this is perfect. The truth is, I built this to where you guys can customize this 100% on you. You don't need anything else, like literally anything else. You have a lot to learn from Trade of Eight and other things, but you're going to have red days. Don't go on tilt when you have the red day. It's okay to have the red day. But you can do this. I promise you. The numbers don't lie. Our human behavior does. So please give that some thought of what you think you would like to see, would need, et cetera, and I will do my best to provide or build it. But Scott, have a happy weekend, and then let me check the chats, and then I'm hopping off. That actually just made my morning. I'm getting off to listen. It's definitely encouraging just to hear about life. Okay. Hey, Robert, you come in and we'll talk about life. I got life galore. You want to talk about Mexico, Spain, Jamaica? Where do you want to go? I want to go to Greece. Crypto Sissy says it's nice there, and I'm a little jealous that she's there because I'm too pasty living here. No, I'm too pasty because I'm sitting in the office, if you guys want the truth. I'm too pasty sitting in the office for real, for real. But it's
Can I give a quick update on something?
absolutely.
My testing with the because a lot of people are probably interested in this for the US30/NAS copier to MT5 to Top Step X and Trade of 8 is still going well.
You closed in profit last night. It's never going to be exact, but you closed in profit last night, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's always going to be a few dollars difference, between, everything. But yeah, everything closed in profit on all of them.
Hey, you sent me a DM, and it's much easier to just say this on a call, so let's talk about it. Remember, we don't have to, if you're doing risk to reward on a trade, you want 1-to-1 or better, right? We know that. I didn't make that up. That's in general what we're going for. But if you're doing that daily drawdown limit, like whatever the app it is you sent me an image of, and then like daily profit target, knowing what US30 and stuff is and how it's operating, this is what I would do. It's just a starting place for you, but this is how I would run it. I would give it plenty of room to handle what it's got to handle, not hit the daily loss limit. And that's it. Like I would give the downside enough room to where it maybe, I don't know how many pairs you're on. You've got MYM and you've got
Just the two. Yeah, whatever the copier sends.
what did you earn last night?
What did I do? What last night?
How much did you earn last night? It was $120 if it's right.
Stall for a second while I look.
Yeah. So because the last screenshot you sent me, it was about it was within range of what I had posted, so by 10%. So if I'm approximately right, what I would have it set at is something like, I'm not going to let my drawdown hit any more than 550, and that's it. I wouldn't even bother hitting the other side, because on Top Step, or like what you're doing with Project X, particularly like Blue Guardian, for example, there's not a daily loss or that daily profit target that you're worried about getting. What it's going to look like in your calendar of green dots and red dots is you're going to have win day, 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 red day. Okay. But you didn't blow the account, right? And then win day, win day, win day, win day, win day, win day, win day. Maybe, hopefully not, but maybe another red day because it just drawdown got too high. And at the end of this, you will have effectively made, I don't know for sure, but guesstimation wise, probably around $1,000 to $1,500, give or take, if that maths. Now, granted, it's a long-term process, and some days we're out easy. Last few nights have not been easy. It's been a little messy, just kind of messy price action, hard to get in on the right side and manage accordingly. So that's what I.
Technically now in the practice account, because it's been running without interruption, I did move from one contract or 1 to 2 where I'm going to leave it because I think it's plenty. It made 165.80.
With 2 contracts instead of 1.
Yeah, with 2.
Do you have a daily loss limit on that practice account or no?
You don't on practice they don't have that. They just have the like per trade. It does they only offers the option on the practice one.
If you have a way to print $100 a day and it costs you, like if we take Project X, like so think Take Profit Trader, or not Take Profit Trader, I'm sorry, Blue Guardian or Top Step, figure it costs $100-ish if you're using Blue Guardian, it's $50 to get the whole account. And you flipped it in a month, got to your pro. Within by month 2, it costed you about $50 to $100. Okay, plus the subscription, which is $100. $200, you would be able to get your payout on. I'm talking Blue Guardian particularly because I'm going off those prices. But you would have had 2 $500 payouts minimum, assuming approximately 4 to 5 days, where even if we won on the FX side, you couldn't hold the drawdown, so you lost. And that's just me doing quick math. So if we had 4 to 5 days in that 2-month period where, for example, we held, but we didn't want to risk the prop account, so you couldn't hold, you hit your daily loss limit, which is fine. It's there to protect you. It's okay to hit that limit. I'm guesstimating you would make about 1,000 to 15 withdrawable with the end of a 60-day period if it continues to operate the way what we've seen so far.
Now, after at one point I am copy trading from actually I have to make on this because you got the practice one's 100,000, the other one's 50. You have to kind of copy trade in reverse. So I'm actually my live one is my leader account now, copying to the other one, if that makes sense. But I started it later and it made $50.08. To go across the settings really quick, and so anybody else can take this for advice as well. Global risk, this is like the per trade. I've got 500 like stop loss and 1,400 profit. I have 1,400 because they have that rule you can't do more than 50% one day, so that's why I use 14.
Yeah.
On the daily, I've got 1,000 for the day and 1,400.
Okay.
So I'm giving it breathing room, but not not enough to kill everything.
Yeah, we're not going to hit that on 1 or 2 micros. My only concern is like if you click like on MYM, you're probably fine. But
Yeah.
let's say MNQ and MIM, you got both of them, and you have one bad day where there's quite a few entries, that's probably going to hit your daily
Yeah.
loss if you just get into some of a mess.
Yeah, and I guess we have to take the assumption as far as setting these limits on what would be the worst, the most, how could I say, the widest price range, because we can't set it per, you can't do it separate for MEQ or MYM or whatever. It's got to be like, you got to sort of kind of like an all size fits all kind of a deal.
You can't. That's why. So we've had 1 red day since our nonsense in January. So we're doing great things. I definitely no complaints, but I'm not going to fib the price action even this week. Let's go to the 1 hour just for conversation.
If those numbers sound good to you, I'll just go leave it as it is.
Yeah, just leave it as it is. The
Okay.
like most of the nights this week, because this is the session in which we're trading, like this is actually not too bad. But keep in mind, we're moving a lot. So this doesn't look like much, but we're moving percentages. There was a time where we were up 0.3% in a day, 0.5%. So if we sold, there's just too much space and time here. And this wick is just, it's killer. We were right. Like, for example, there's been several days where we should have been up 2 or 3,000. We only closed with up, 1,000 or 1,500 because, and that's just life. And there's not a lot we can do about it. Same thing with last night. Just there's not a lot we can do about it. And I'm trying to be more precautious. So I'm not optimizing for gains until this stuff calms down, until we find some sense of normalcy, which might be a little while. I'm optimizing for as a risk manager currently, just so you guys know the difference. And you'll see the difference in the P&Ls if when we look at this, the last 1.5 year track record, you can see the times where I'm optimizing for growth because we're like shoosh. And then the times where we're optimizing for risk, we're like, okay, just like a little snail moving up.
I have another update if that's okay. The where I'm testing the Sniper Pro with the Blue Guardian 100K 2-step challenge. This is the start of day 4. It's up $1,020. I'm using 0.2 for a lot size on that because it's a 100K account.
Nice.
And I also decided yesterday I was going to keep this a secret unless it actually worked, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. I went to Blue Guardian and I also opened up one of the instant funding ones. I'm like, well, this thing as it is now has made $1,000 in 4 days. I'm going to open up an instant funding account and see what I can get out of that, because that way you don't have to go through all the steps, and you just have to trade your minimum 5 days or whatever and probably get a quick withdrawal. So I'm just going to see how that works out.
Well, now that you're on doing instant funding, can I please request that you lot size and mitigate for risk management, not growth? So what you're doing right now is you're
Right.
mitigating
Yeah.
growth and data, and that's awesome. But if you have a funded account, and I do that really well with the exception of all the like linking and mirroring I do, like my funded accounts, I optimize them not for growth, but for sustainability, which is great with the exception of stuff like Wednesday where I just because of tech issues, I blew up nonsense accounts, but it is what it is. I can't undo that. So to avoid as much drama as possible, if you see some profit, manually close. Like if you see something you don't like and you look at the big picture, get out. Like, but you'd be mitigating for risk on your instant funded account because not only did it cost you more cash in hand, but also you want that payout in 5 to 10 days. So
Yeah. What lot size would you go with that? It's 100K.
I don't know what's the drawdown limit.
I think it's 3,000 a day.
Wait, 3,000 a day? How much in total?
Yeah. Oh gosh, hold on. Let me bring up another window here. You got me doing all kinds of stuff. Hold on.
You're putting in the work.
It's a slow work day, so that kind of helps. Let's see, active. And I keep forgetting I gotta change my mindset. This one's technically already funded, so you gotta approach it a little bit different.
What has your max drawdown been on the other accounts you've had so far?
The other Blue Guardian?
Yeah.
Well, okay, hold on. One thing at a time here. Is it this one? At the moment, I mean, today's daily draw is 535, that's average. Max loss is still at 0. So I don't know.
What's the
how to-
biggest
Yeah.
floating negative P&L you've seen? Do you have it open or no? You don't have it open, do you?
You talking about the chart?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's open right now. I've always got them open on my other monitor. What the moment it's like negative 750.
Okay, so if we 3 times that,
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. The most I've seen so far is like 1,037 or something like that, and then it came back down.
so if it's me and I'm going for longevity, 'cause other than the crap that I'm testing and I keep getting my butt handed to me on my, justifying it as a test, seriously, go with longevity versus I want money next week. So for me, I would take whatever you're doing and cut it down by like 30%. So you're doing the 0.2 currently and you just bought an instant funded. You know it can work. Like honestly, I'd probably be doing about a third of that because the max drawdown you've seen so far is 1,300.
Yeah.
What this third would do is
What?
it would a chance to be able to survive if some crazy day happens. Because I just want you to survive if the crazy day happens. You know what I'm saying? That's the whole purpose of let's cut that down by at least half. Okay.
Yeah, my regular, and actually that 800, that negative 800 I just told you, that's on the regular Blue Guardian. That's not the instant one. The instant one hasn't done enough trades yet to even, hasn't had enough activity. It's up $200 already though. I mean, at the moment it's just got 6 positions open and it's negative $200.
The dragon,
Margin level is 4.3. So, but like you said, the daily loss is different on this one, so I need to adjust something. Yeah, it's 3,000. The instant's 3,000, other one's 4,000.
so I would definitely go a little bit lower. Not because I mean I know you can make the monies, but you need to be able to survive the bad day or manually manage the bad day. So
I'm just going, the instant one, I'm just going to lower it to 0.1
there
and
you
cut
go.
it in half.
I like it. I like it. Like it.
And I can do all that through Traders Connect. Thank you very much.
Amen to that. Okay, so one more question. Darian said, can we look at Darian said, can we look at NQ? I'm looking at NQ. We broke pre-market high. This is the 1 hour time frame. Nice bullish candle. We've got 55 minutes left, baby. This was yesterday's close price. Big time frame stuff. Our next key level. So where we just kind of came into is the imbalance, well, the area of interest we marked up a few days ago. So we marked up this area we just hit right now. Okay, we marked that up a few days ago. That's where that blue box is there. Beyond that, I mean, this is obviously a pretty big time frame. Let's see if we can't find a little bit more on the 4. We're looking for targets. So we'd be looking to the upside for our pivot points, our quarter points. We're looking for our next area. Like, so where's our next stopping point? Obviously, I think that we can come back in and fill this imbalance, okay? But if this is 4 hour time frame, we just came and cleared this previous high. This is a big high too, right before this big drop. So expecting kind of some bit of a downtrend would be really nice because we just cleared that. So on the upside, next pivot point level, hold on, is, what is that level? 20,195. So 20,195. It's going to be all the way up into here. That's our next hourly pivot point. It's right in all the way over here. So if we are, because today's Thursday, so if we are to keep going up, 95, it's not going to be exact, but you guys get the idea. This is the next area I'm looking to swing. Now, granted, I would like to see us come down and grab some of this liquidity. There's gaps all over this. I mean, I can't swear to it, but I haven't seen this many gaps like this in forever. So big gap here. I would like to come down and see this get filled, but we might sweep this level first, then come back down to fill it, and then we decide what we're going to do. Tomorrow's NFP. So being that tomorrow's NFP, my big targets would be 195, okay? And or this gap. It's about to get messy up in here. That's our imbalance. Okay. So if we're moving up, there's that. And then what else do we have above that? We got another one at 2223. I'm going to put this all the way up a smidge higher, 223. That's a close enough area, especially on this higher time frame. Also kind of fills a previous area. It's anybody's market. And with tomorrow being NFP, I wouldn't be surprised to see us sweep one or the other pretty aggressively. Pretty aggressively. But that's on the big picture, because on the small picture, let's go down to the 15. I can't buy the high, and we haven't formed any big retracements for me to buy. Our opening bell happened. This is regular trading hours, so this was our opening bell. We stayed pretty much in consolidation. We broke above previous high. We made a flag. We made a retest. That's what this is. This is our perfect retest. It happened at 10:30 this morning, and we moved up. So we've made a couple of pullbacks, but I'm not buying the high. If the market moves in waves, I need it to come down and make another wave before I try to buy it again. So now that does that help you see a little bit, Darren, or what are you seeing, or what time frame are you looking at, or talk to me, talk to me, talk to me. Okay. Well, no comment. In that case, it is 11:09. We've been doing pretty good at keeping these about 2 hours. Sometimes we go on for 3. If you have questions, comments, etc., please let me know. As I said before, if you have any suggestions, put them in the suggestion box, send them to an email, title it suggestion and or request, and we'll see what we can't do. Ultimately, this community is for you. So let's build this in a way that we can make this amazing together. But be safe tomorrow. Make sure you're as flat can be, hopefully. And have a great weekend. Take care and God bless, guys. Bye, guys.